guys, Brad from ABTV here. Here's the last episode of the season. Pretty pumped to show you what we got going down. Here we go with episode 7. Okay, well the 06 is torn more apart. This Ram is gonna turn into something great. Called up my man Robert at Evolution Motorsports. We're gonna do something new with headlights that I haven't done before. We're gonna go dual projectors on the inside, which is just gonna look slick. I have the same truck, just different. And I want something different with my headlights, so we're gonna see, maybe this is what I'm gonna do. Called up bulletproof bumpers. We're going with bulletproof bumpers front and back. We're gonna go with some bulletproof full-length running boards. Speed Demon Lights is gonna get us some of those really cool new LEDs that we're gonna throw inside the front bumper. Rockers are torn open now. Welded new rockers in her. Now the roof is all patched up. Box sides are on. So it's time to start putting this thing back together, and then she's gonna get fully coated in our high gloss color matched textured body liner with black on the bottom, some bushwhacker flares, some 5-star auto accessory kickbacks, and this thing's gonna be looking tight, Alberta boy style. Something else we did with 5-star auto accessories on this one is we went for a custom insert on the grill. We're gonna have our logo on there. So you take the factory grill, you cut out the cross and the center supports, so that way you can mount in this custom grill insert that we have. And nothing looks as good. The 5-star auto accessory custom insert. So I can't wait to get this thing on there. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm looking around at this beautiful restaurant you guys have going here. I see kind of a greenhouse atmosphere going. I know that your June garden parties are renowned for getting money for charity, and is that kind of some of the atmosphere that you've decided to bring into here, or why this way?
The landlord for this complex approached us at Kaylee's about doing something up on the patio. And it started with the idea of maybe a couple of barbecues and some trellis and umbrellas. And let's just say that was typical in my fashion to get a little carried away. Yeah, wow. And the trees came out of Mexico. I jokingly say that every plant in here is alive, but it's alive with the history of the energy sector because they're all plastic. Yeah. But it's real, and it's going to be an extraordinary venue in terms of bringing people together, because it's so unique. There's nothing like this in Canada. It's an 8,000 square foot, I call it weather managed. That's what this cover does for us. And yet it's pretty clear that we're outside. We're not suffering indoor weather in any way, shape, or form. We're outdoors.
When I was trying to think of how to finish off season 2 of ABTV, I was thinking about the different people I've met in my music career, different entrepreneurs here within the province of Alberta, and someone that really stuck out was Brett Wilson. Some of you might know him from the Dragon's Den. He's an Alberta-based entrepreneur, born in Saskatchewan, but a man that really came up from nothing. Started off as an investment banker fresh out of university, a great author, honestly, a bit of a mentor of mine, listening to his story and his journey about where he's come, realizing that family needs to be put first. It's somebody that I look up to. And I was excited when he invited us to come check out his new restaurant, Rooftop YYC. With all the all the craziness that's going on here, honestly, in the world and the province, and kind of cancel culture taking over everything that we're seeing, what is it that you'd say kind of good advice for Alberta and Canadian entrepreneurs in this current culture?
Well, cancel culture is a frustration for all of us. I mean, I find that sometimes I can post that, hey, have a wonderful Tuesday, and someone reads it Wednesday and gives me grief for not knowing my days of the week. So cancel culture takes extremes, and it's proving to be stupid. A lot of the cancel culture moments, when you look at how people are being judged, and it's causing a fear factor for a lot of entrepreneurs in terms of what they say, what they do. We saw the original cancel culture was a wonderful young couple built a Mexican restaurant in Portland, Oregon, and they got attacked because they weren't from Mexico. They were celebrating the food, they were running a business, people came there by choice, and yet cancel culture felt it had to step in and shut them down. So we get some real, I call it the height of stupidity is where cancel culture starts, and it takes it to levels never seen before. In my mind, the world of entrepreneurship is about taking risk. And for me, I'm not an entrepreneur who takes risk because I like rolling the dice in Vegas. It's because I think I can judge the risks, take the risks, assess the risk, and work with the risk. So I'm not afraid of risk in that sense, but it also means you can't be afraid of failure. You have to know that if you make a mistake, you learn from it and drive on. Have I made some mistakes in the restaurant industry? Yeah, but we've learned from it, and this may be the result of a lot of mistakes because we've turned it into something that's pretty cool.
Well, I like to always say fail forwards is the way I like to talk about it. Every time you have a failure, it's just a stepping stone in the right direction. On that topic, for entrepreneurs just starting to get into it in the current economy today and what's going on, what would be your advice for an entrepreneur wanting to get their feet wet and jump in?
Well, quite often entrepreneurs are pretty focused on their service or their product. And they sometimes forget that delivering the service or delivering the product doesn't matter if no one buys it. So marketing is job one. And that's where I think most entrepreneurs sometimes underestimate the importance of the uniqueness of their product. They might claim that it's unique and there's nothing like it. Well, you have to convince the customer, the consumer, that is unique and it is worth pursuing. So I always argue that the pursuit of the marketing moment, the most important marketing document you'll ever prepare is often your resume. And as an entrepreneur, that most important marketing document is your business plan. And your business plan, let's start with this right now. Your business plan will be wrong usually within 24 hours. So the question is, how well can you pivot or rotate or move forward? Or sometimes people talk about hitting a fork in the road. Sometimes it's a T intersection and you got to go left or you got to go right. You're not sure. And so without having some willingness to understand, take on the extra time to understand marketing. And marketing includes understanding what consumers want, dealing with post-purchase dissonance, which is after someone buys something from you, how do you make them feel good about it? It's like when someone's come here to the restaurant, if someone writes a large ticket, we're going to make sure they get a gift card for doing that. So it's a positive reinforcement for having been here. I bought a car once. A year to the day after I took delivery of the car, I got a book from the factory floor. It was pictures of my car being assembled on the factory floor.
Wow.
It was pretty cool, So just things that you can do to continue to engage the customer. And that's where marketing also involves understanding your competition, understanding the size of the market. I've had people say, well, if I had the most unique leash for a dog and there's 20 million dogs in Canada and I get 1% of that market, well, the cost of getting 1% of that market might be $10 million. So 1% sounds low, but 10 million sounds high. And so it's a matter of really understanding how you approach the market that matters to you, whether you use charity, whether you use the team that you work with, whether you use your customers, but how do you build brand? And that's really why I keep drawing back to marketing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, right now, something I hear a lot about is resilience in the entrepreneur world, because honestly, we have to be resilient for what's going on. Being, a businessman, I'm sure that you've succeeded and failed. Being a cancer survivor, well, what is it that you could speak on about resilience?
You're absolutely right, that being able to rebound, and there was a great line I saw, I think it was Sylvester Stallone was talking about, it's not a matter how hard you hit, it's how quickly you get up after you've been hit. So, you know that you're going to get knocked down a few times. And that's what, here we're struggling with what time do we open relative to the COVID rollout. And we're a patio, but do I want to hire 50 people only to let them go if the variant becomes a bigger issue? So we're flip-flop, trying to make smart decisions as we go.
Well, I know that you're a strong supporter of Saskatchewan. The product I invented called Body Liner, actually the only other shop that I'm allowing to spray it is I met a great couple down in Carlisle. And so they're spraying our product down there. What is it that you just love so much about Saskatchewan that I see you just putting so much in?
Well, it's really, as much as I support Saskatchewan, I also support Alberta. I have a particular passion for Saskatchewan because I was born there. And let's never forget that the West was opened by the original entrepreneurs, the hunters, the trappers, the farmers, the fur traders. And believe it or not, Fort Chipewyan was a fishing community on a trek where they took where the fur traders and the hunters did their jobs. So, we opened up the West with the original entrepreneurs. And I've never forgotten that. I've never stopped celebrating that it's really the entrepreneurial spirit. We can give credit to a couple of big enterprises. I'm not even going to name some of the big companies, but it's the small enterprises, the restaurateurs, the Dairy Queens, just to pick names out of the air. Yeah. But it's the people who run the small businesses who employ the people that work here all day long. And they're the ones who are struggling through COVID, trying to figure out just what is important, what's not important. And what's important is trying to keep their businesses open and surviving. And that's why I often say, I shop online, but I buy local. So in other words, I shop online to learn, but then I walk to the store and buy local.
Once again, Brett, thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate you being on the show.
All right.
As an entrepreneur, I try always hard to learn from books, podcasts. I love audiobooks. I'm a guy that loves to get my vehicle drive, hit up audiobooks. And Brett was a man that I just learned so much from here. And I wanted to encourage you, if you're at the beginning of your business or if you've been in business for a long time, don't stop learning. The journey of growth never ends, as we heard from Brett.
What made me decide to get into building guitars was my dad asked me once to help him order some parts off of eBay to build a Stratocaster. So we ended up doing that, and I had a lot of fun doing that. And then after he passed away, I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? Well, I only know how to do one thing, might as well build guitars. So started building guitars, and after the first one, it just took off. My fascination with exotic woods actually started before I even built guitars. I always loved really, really wild pieces of wood, even in the interiors of vehicles and everything like that, where you see them get veneered and put on dashboards and stuff. And then when I started building guitars, the very first thing I decided was I don't want to build painted guitars that everyone else can just go and buy off the shelf. I wanted to build something that was very unique, very custom, very artistic. I've done a lot of art, growing up and everything. And I decided that each one kind of had to have its own personality. Even when I built Brad's guitar, the woods that I chose were really, really high end for my skill level at the time. And I made sure to choose really exceptional cuts of each one of those woods. Burled maple, rosewood, all that. Matching pickups. There's curly maple binding on it on the headstock. It is, it's pretty artistic.
Okay, so here's something I could talk about forever. Guitars. As a musician, I just love them. Guitars I've been playing since I was just a kid. Growing up, my dad always had instruments. He had drums, guitars. He was always involved in music, especially within the churches. And I always had a guitar in my hand and honestly just sucked for years and years and years. So when I had the opportunity to have a Goliath guitar built by Jackson, I was gonna take it right away. This guy builds some insane pieces of art. It's not just a guitar, and the dude just knows how to make a guitar.
What started Goliath Guitars really was getting, honestly, bad service from a couple other really, really high-end luthiers. And I paid, between $5,000 and $10,000 for more than one guitar and been disappointed multiple times. And usually then the worst part on top of it was these people would not offer me very good service in terms of resolving any problems. So that's why I started this brand, was so that I could offer superior products and service to anyone who came to me. The most recent guitar I built, you might be able to see it behind me, is it's a green Flying V. And I just built that guitar because I was like, oh, I want to build something for myself. And I've always wanted that guitar since I was 15 years old, to be honest. And I knew of other guys who'd done Flying Vs that were green, that were somewhat similar, and then I was like, this is the one I want. So I started putting it together at the start of 2020 when COVID hit and sales slowed down, and it was just kind of in the back, you know, like it wasn't the main project of mine. And then finally I just got around to finishing it. The future for Goliath Guitars is to definitely push into even more custom things and more artistic things. When it comes to hardware, all Goliath guitars are fitted with Elysian pickups, unless otherwise stated, because Adam Bath of Elysian Pickups holds a patent for a tuned aperture bobbin, which is a piece of the guitar that it essentially is what makes the sound, a large portion of the sound. And Adam is a really great guy to work with. He makes really custom stuff. He's always on time. He's really affordable. There's absolutely no reason why I wouldn't work with that guy. So he's awesome. I use Hipshot hardware. They're from New York, and they're great because they all also very consistent, very timely, affordable. And one thing about them that I love is if you were on tour and something on your guitar broke, I could get same day shipping for any part on your guitar and have that to you that day, which is huge. My favorite part about building guitars is definitely building something for someone that they cannot get anywhere else. So working alongside with customers, and the planning may take months even to get what they want if I have to source something that's really, really unique or really rare. But I really love doing that because then when I get to deliver the guitar, I know for a fact it's going to be everything that their hopes and dreams are when they bought this thing. So going that extra mile really, really means a lot to me. And every single guitar I've ever sold has never resold.
Okay, so it's like going to a guitar shop, but different. So I couldn't leave without talking about getting another guitar. Don't tell my wife. And she's gonna watch this. And so, sounds like we're actually making a bass next. You know, a bass is an instrument that I just love. And music is just something that's in me. So if you're interested in Goliath Guitars, go check him out on Facebook under Goliath Guitars. His website's gonna be coming up soon, goliathguitars.com. Design riders to finish off a sleeve I have on my arm, and it's a music sleeve. The outside of my arm is one of my drum sets set up. The inside of my arm is my first bass guitar given to me by my parents. And I got a piano on the outside, and I can't wait to finish this thing off. I don't even really know what I'm doing on the inside. Honestly, when I work with artists, I love working with them. So we've been creating the sleeve together. Okay, time for the reveal. The 72, it's been a long journey. When I say long, I mean long. I think the owner will reciprocate his feelings of how long this has been.
Well, I'm super stoked to get this truck. It's been waiting so long, and I've been watching way too many videos online on Instagram, all C10 trucks. So like, Brad finally called me and I am stoked. Can't wait.
I know you've been waiting to see this. We've drug it out the whole season. The owner's been waiting. We've gone through changes, C-notch, motor swap. It's one of those things that we're just waiting to show you guys. Because I know everybody's excited to see how far we've come, what color we've picked, what rims and tires we've gone with, how short the short box really is. So are you ready? Because here it comes. And I can't wait to show you where we're at. Okay, man, well, Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Like, here it comes.
I've been waiting a year for this, so.
It's been almost even longer than a year. When did she get here? Was it June?
June, yeah.
June. Okay, like, man, we put some serious time into this thing. The color, perfect. There has been tears that have been shed. Everything demands a blood sacrifice, so blood has come out. Welding has been done. Grinding is completed. Paint, airbrushing, the interior is looking fantastic. Here comes 17. Can you hold yourself back or what?
You want me to close my eyes or what?
Yeah, probably. Okay, well, come here. Let's roll open the door. And you guys have been waiting all season. The amount of fans we've had messaging us, the amount of people looking to get a 72 done. Hey, how's that 72 coming along? What else have you done? What color are you going? How fat's it going? What are we doing? How far are we going down? So, I mean, it would just be cruel to not show you the completed product. So, are you ready? There she is! Pandemic or no, we have to finish this project. And to wait till season 3, like that would just be, that'd be not nice. Like it wouldn't be something that a nice person would do.
Woo! What? It's not done.
Got him! Yeah, not even close, man. What'd you expect? How much did you change?
Jesus.
Okay, so yeah, it's not done, right? Like, how could we finish it? Not in the time frame that we had, not with the delays we had, not to mention everything going on, waiting for parts. So, in season 3, you are gonna see this thing completed, but you're gonna have to come back. So there we have season 2. It was a blast. The things we got lined up for season 3 are just crazy. So you gotta check back, you'll see the 72 finished off. Lock in, check out our website, Alberta Boys Custom, our Facebook page. You'll get to see progression of that thing as we're going along, but you won't see the final product till you see it here on ABTV. So if you missed any of the other episodes, this is episode 7 of season 2. Hit us up on YouTube under Alberta Boys Custom. Check out ABTV.